Okay, welcome to my class. This is a graphic design class. We are going to do a walkthrough Photoshop, and I want you to pay attention to everything we're going to be learning now. It's a video, so you can go back to it as much as you want or as much as you can to familiarize or to get yourself used to everything that we are going to be learning here. All right, so if you have any question for me, I would advise you kindly put the question on the comments. I might make another video to address that particular question, and I'm sure we are going to be good. Okay, so first of all, just like every other program you are going to see on the computer, where you have menu, so these are the menu we have now. You have file, edit, image layer, type, select filter, 3D view, window, help. By the way, I'm using Photoshop 6C 2019. Yours might be same or later. All right, so first thing we're going to do before we start any project is we are going to go to the file menu where we click on new. Right, so you have open if you are opening a project that you've done before, or you're opening a file, and we are going to be skipping a whole lot of some sub menus. We are just going to be taking some that are relevant to us per time, right? Then I'm not going to be teaching us short cues, so you are going to learn short cues by yourself. So because any command you want to initiate, if you look at the right hand side, you are going to see the short keys from there, and you're going to learn it yourself. So the reason I do not teach on short cues is so that you will be able to know where the features are. All right, is beyond just pressing the short cues to get what you want, but you should know where they are, and if you know where they are, you figure out what the short cues are. All right, so thank you. So first of all, we are going to go with the new, because we want to give an instruction. This is a dialog box, the new dialog box. The reason why it is a dialog box is because it is a space where we give instruction, to Photoshop, to tell Photoshop what size and what quality and other things that we want to have, in this project. But very quickly, these ones you see here, these are the recent sizes that I've used for a period of time now. All right, so if you are opening Photoshop for the first time, yours might be blank. All right, so after this, what we're going to look at, like this saved, this is where you see any saved shape. I have not saved anyone. So the photo sizes, if you open view more preset, you're going to see, right, then the print. Right, so this is where I want us to also pay a close attention. You have sizes here. You have the letter size, the ledger size, the tabloid, the A4, A6, A3, so on and so forth. While these first three might not be too common with us, in this part of the world. All right, so of course we used to A4, the normal typing paper, typing and printing paper. All right, we have A4, and when you fold the A4 into two, it's going to give you A5. So which means one A4 is going to give you two A5. All right, so this is a flyer size. These are poster size. When I mean poster, not the social media poster now. And this is A6. So A6 is can I say, if you fold this into two, you are going to get this mini. Two of these will give you one of this. So mini 4 of this is going to give you one of the A4. All right, so you have A3, so on and so forth, and you have the DL size. This is the envelope size, the small envelope. For instance, when a church is having a harvest Thanksgiving, you want to create an envelope for them. This is the default size, DL. All right, so you have to look at art and illustration, then you have to look at web. So these are web sizes, right? These are preset sizes for web documents. For instance, if you're a web designer, okay, you of course you know that this is very much the size of the screen. For instance, the screen of your, what's it called, the screen of your laptop, whatever, television, you want to create a file for it, you can use this one. But these under web right now. Then you have mobile. If you want to create, I don't want us to waste time, explaining most of all these. I'm just showing us because they are not true, they might not be too relevant. Like for instance, if you want to create a document in the size of an iPhone S, for instance, a wallpaper or something that will fit in on the screen of an iPhone S, iPhone 7, 8, or 6 Plus. This one you see iPhone 8, 7 or 6, so on and so forth. Okay, so for those who are into film and video, of course, they understand all these document sizes. Okay, so then let's just come back to recent, because okay, now let's come back to print, right? So these are now if I click on the A6, now if we come to the right hand side of this dialog box, so what we're going to see here first is we're going to be entering details. Now here is where you can have the title of what you're creating, but mind you, you can decide to title it now or you title it later while you are saving. But for me, I just leave it like this, the way it is. So when I'm saving, I can just give it a title, right? Or you can just put it here like test class. All right, so you can have a test class there as the title. For instance, okay, let me put revival flyer, right? Then here you have the width, you have the height. All right, now you notice that if you click on any other size, the value of the width, the size is going to be changing. All right, so I showed us that to tell us how significant this is. So for instance, you can just click on create. Now you start creating on this A3 size, but in a situation whereby you have a size that is not listed, here on maybe any of these default folders where you don't have a size listed there, for instance the Instagram size, right? So what you're going to do is you have to impute the value manually, right? And when you are imputing the value manually, I would like you to take note of this where you have pixels. If I open it up, you're going to see these are the measuring units. You have pixels, you have inches, centimeters, millimeters, points, picas. Now the difference between these measuring unit is this. You see, okay, let's assume you are measuring for a default size, and your ruler or your tape is marked on inches. So what you have to do before you impute the value here, you have to switch it to inches, right? So now if you measured on centimeters, you have to first of all switch the units to centimeters here. Now if you measure in millimeter, the same thing, you have to switch to millimeter before imputing the value. But if you know the value in pixels, you can leave it in pixels and you put it there, like the Instagram square size now, which is 1080 by 1080 pixels, right? So you see, if I switch this to inches, you discover is now 3.6 inches by 3.6 inches. But let's assume your measurement, was in maybe 127 centimeters, right? 127 centimeters, or 12 centimeters by 15 centimeters. Now we have to switch to centimeters here, all right? So which tells the system that the value you are entering now is in centimeter, right? But if you measure in centimeters, for instance, this one is in pieces. Now you impute 12 by 15, so automatically it's going to give you something very, very, very wrong, all right? Because pixels and centimeters as measuring rules are measuring units are not the same, all right? So you must follow the rule of measurement, all right? So since it's in centimeters, so if you now bring it to centimeter, you discover that it's giving 0.1 by 0.13. So ensure is on centimeters, then you put your 12 by 15. Then on the orientation, you have to choose if it's going to be in portrait or landscape, right? So you can choose portrait or landscape. Mind you, all of these you can do them while you I'm talking about the orientation. You can do it while you've already opened your stuff, but it is better you do it here to save your time. Then okay, let's go to pixels. Let's go with the social media with Instagram square size, which is 180 by 180, because we are mostly going to be working with this size. Then one important thing here again, in fact, if you miss this thing, you are likely to have problems with the quality of your design. Now we're talking about pixels, all right? Sorry, we're talking about resolution. Yeah, so we're talking about resolution. So the standard for resolution is 300. So for instance, when someone might ask you to create a flyer for him or her in 300 dpi, all right? So once you hear 300 dpi or whatever, so it's talking about the resolution. Okay, so the resolution is what determines the quality of your designs, right? Whether your design is going to be low in quality, it's going to be kind of blurry, or it's going to be it's going to maintain a good quality. Now when you increase it more than 300, you are only going to increase the size of your file, right? So but you have to leave it at 300. So when you bring it below 300, you've not only reduced the size of your file, you've also reduced the quality of your design, so the output is going to be low, right? So you're going to create in 300 dpi. So on your color mode, you have to leave it on RGB color, all right? So CYMK is when you are doing a color separation, where you're going to separate black from magenta, from cyan, from the yellow, all right? So what CYMK represents is the four primary colors: cyan, magentas, yellow, and K is black, all right? So we're in a digital age, and since what we are designing is either going to be used on the web or printed via a digital machine, so we rather go with the RGB, red, green, and blue. So this will give you a more sharpened color, right? So because when you go with the CYMK, the color of your design is going to drop down with CYMK. So we go with the RGB color mode, then leave it at 8-bit, right? So the background, you can change it to black or white, but whatever color you choose, but I just choose to leave it at white. Then when we're done, doing this setup, then the next thing is we're going to click on create. All right, so here we have our Instagram square sized Canva. All right, so these are workspace is called canvas. Okay, so we have a square sized canvas. All right, so now if you'll notice here, you seen revival flyer. All right, because we saved it as revival flyer, so on and so forth. So thank you. I do hope you find this very useful, and you also being able to master it while we are moving to the next video. All right, thank you so much.